Leadership begins with self-mastery. Before anyone ever follows your direction, they are already following your example. Leadership does not start when people listen to you. It starts long before that, when you decide how you will live when no one is watching. The foundation of great leadership is self-mastery. If you cannot manage your own habits, emotions, and discipline, you will struggle to inspire consistency, confidence, and commitment in others. Every day, life presents small tests. Do you keep your word when it's inconvenient? Do you show up prepared when no one is checking? Do you stay focused when distractions are easier than effort? These moments may seem insignificant, but they shape who you become. And who you become determines the quality of leadership you offer. People don't rise to the level of your instructions, they fall to the level of your example. Self-mastery means taking responsibility for your attitude. You don't control every circumstance, but you always control your response. A leader who complains, blames, or reacts emotionally creates uncertainty. A leader who stays calm, focused, and intentional creates confidence. Your emotional discipline becomes a silent signal to others, telling them whether this journey is safe to follow. It also means mastering your time. Time is the one resource every leader shares equally, yet few use wisely. Great leaders are intentional with their days. They invest time in learning, planning, and reflection. They understand that growth does not happen by accident. Reading, listening, and thinking are not luxuries, they are leadership responsibilities. The more you grow, the more you have to give. Self-mastery requires standards. You decide in advance what behavior is acceptable and what is not. When pressure comes, your standards protect you from compromise. When challenges arise, your discipline carries you forward. People trust leaders who are predictable in values and consistent in action. That trust begins when you lead yourself with integrity, even when it costs you comfort. Vision gives people a reason to follow. Once you have begun to lead yourself well, the next responsibility is to lead others towards something meaningful. That is where vision comes in. Vision is not just a goal written on paper, it is a clear picture of a better future that pulls people forward. People are willing to work hard, sacrifice, and stay committed when they understand where they are going and why it matters. Without vision, effort feels heavy. Work becomes routine and motivation fades. But when a leader communicates vision, ordinary tasks gain purpose. Long hours make sense. Challenges feel temporary. Vision connects today's effort to tomorrow's reward. It answers the deep question people carry within them: what am I building with my life? A great leader sees beyond current limitations. They don't deny reality, but they refuse to be trapped by it. They look at where people are and speak to where they can go. Vision stretches belief. It encourages people to imagine themselves becoming stronger, more capable, and more valuable than they are today. When people can see themselves growing, they willingly follow the leader who helped them see it first. Vision must be communicated consistently. It cannot be shared once and forgotten. People need reminders, especially during difficult seasons. When progress is slow and obstacles appear, the leader becomes the voice that says, "This is still worth it." Your belief must be stronger than their doubt. Your clarity must cut through their confusion. True vision is not selfish, it is inclusive. It makes people feel like they belong to something larger than themselves. It invites contribution, not just obedience. When people feel their effort matters, they stop working just for results and start working with pride. A leader with vision does more than direct actions. They inspire direction. They help people see meaning in discipline, purpose in patience, and value in persistence. Vision turns effort into commitment, responsibility into opportunity. Character is the foundation of trust. At the heart of every great leader is character, because without trust, leadership collapses. You can have intelligence, ambition, and talent, but if people don't trust you, they will never fully commit to you. Trust is not demanded. It is built slowly through consistent behavior over time. It grows when your actions match your words, and it disappears the moment they don't. Character shows up in the small moments, not the dramatic ones. It's revealed in how you speak about people who are not present, how you handle pressure, and how you respond when things go wrong. A leader with strong character doesn't look for someone to blame. They look for a solution. They don't hide mistakes, they acknowledge them. This honesty creates safety, and people follow leaders who make them feel secure. Fairness is a critical part of character. People watch closely to see whether standards apply to everyone equally. When leaders play favorites or shift rules for convenience, trust erodes quickly. But when leaders are consistent, firm, but fair, people may not always agree with decisions, yet they respect them. Respect is the soil in which loyalty grows. Character also means humility. A great leader understands they don't know everything. They are willing to listen, to learn, and to admit when someone else has a better idea. This doesn't weaken authority, it strengthens it. When people feel heard and valued, they give more than compliance. They give commitment. Courage is another expression of character. Leaders are often required to make difficult decisions, to stand alone, or to speak uncomfortable truths. It takes character to do what is right rather than what is easy. People may not applaud you immediately for these choices, but over time they remember who stood firm when it mattered most. When a leader operates with integrity, something powerful happens. People relax. They stop watching for hidden motives. They focus their energy on growth instead of self-protection. Character creates an environment where people feel safe to give their best, take responsibility, and grow stronger together. Communication turns influence into impact. Leadership lives in communication. Ideas, vision, values, and direction only matter if they are clearly and effectively shared. A leader may know exactly what needs to be done, but if they cannot communicate it well, confusion replaces confidence. Clear communication builds alignment, and alignment multiplies effort. Great leaders understand that communication is not just about speaking, it's about connecting. They speak in a way people can understand, relate to, and remember. They don't use words to impress, they use words to inspire. Simplicity creates clarity, and clarity creates movement. Listening is just as important as speaking. When leaders listen, they gain insight into what people are thinking, feeling, and struggling with. This awareness allows leaders to respond with empathy instead of authority alone. People don't expect leaders to be perfect, but they do expect them to care. Listening communicates respect, and respect deepens influence. Encouragement is a powerful communication tool. Everyone carries doubt at some point, and a few sincere words at the right moment can change the direction of someone's life. A leader who notices effort, acknowledges progress, and affirms potential helps people see themselves differently. Often, people rise not because of pressure, but because someone believed in them. Communication also involves correction, and great leaders handle it wisely. They correct behavior without attacking identity. They focus on growth, not humiliation. When correction is done with respect and clarity, it strengthens rather than damages relationships. People are more willing to improve when they know correction comes from care, not control. Consistency in communication builds trust. When messages change frequently or lack clarity, people feel uncertain. But when leaders communicate expectations, values, and direction consistently, people know where they stand. This stability creates confidence and allows teams to move forward together. Through effective communication, leaders turn influence into lasting impact. Words shape culture, conversations shape commitment. And over time, the way a leader communicates becomes the voice people carry with them, even when the leader is not present. Growth of people is the leader's true job. A great leader understands something that separates influence from authority. Leadership is not about being needed, it's about making others capable. Titles may give you control, but growth gives you impact. The moment you see people only as tools to achieve results, leadership becomes shallow. But when you see people as potential to be developed, leadership becomes meaningful. Every person you lead is a work in progress. They carry ability, ideas, and strength that may not yet be fully formed. A true leader looks beyond current performance and sees future possibility. They are patient with learning curves, yet intentional about progress. They challenge people not to punish them, but to stretch them. Growth happens at the edge of comfort, and a leader's role is to guide people there safely. Developing people requires time, and time is the most valuable thing a leader can give. Coaching, teaching, correcting, and encouraging are not distractions from leadership, they are leadership. When you invest time in people, you send a powerful message: you matter, and your growth matters. That message builds loyalty no incentive ever could. A great leader also understands that growth begins with responsibility. When you trust people with meaningful work, you allow them to make decisions, solve problems, and learn from mistakes. This trust creates confidence. People grow faster when they know they are trusted, even when they stumble along the way. Leaders who focus on growth create environments where learning is valued more than perfection. In such environments, people are not afraid to try to speak up or to innovate. They know mistakes are part of progress, not proof of failure. Over time, this mindset transforms average teams into exceptional ones. Legacy is the final measure of leadership. At some point, every leader must ask a deeper question. What will remain because I was here? Leadership is temporary. Positions change, titles end, but influence continues long after authority is gone. Legacy is not built in moments of applause. It is built quietly through daily choices and consistent values. A leader's legacy is found in people, not possessions. It lives in the confidence someone gained because you believed in them, in the discipline someone learned because you modeled it, and in the courage someone developed because you stood firm. Long after your voice is no longer present, your example continues to speak. Great leaders understand that leadership is stewardship. They don't see people as owned, they see them as entrusted. They know their responsibility is to leave things better than they found them. This mindset shapes decisions, priorities, and behavior. When legacy matters, ego shrinks and purpose grows. Legacy requires long-term thinking. It asks leaders to choose what is right over what is fast, what is meaningful over what is impressive. Sometimes this means making difficult decisions that won't be celebrated immediately. But time always reveals the value of integrity-driven leadership. In the end, the greatest reward of leadership is not recognition, it is reflection. Knowing that lives were improved, standards were raised, and potential was unlocked because you chose to lead with intention. When people grow stronger, wiser, and more capable because they walked with you, your leadership has fulfilled its purpose. So lead yourself with discipline. Lead others with vision. Stand firm on character. Speak with clarity and care. Invest deeply in people. And when your season of leadership is complete, may the lives you touch stand as proof that you led well, not by force, but by example, not for applause, but